Alright then, so how I make my fires. The fire lighter, or whatever it is I'm using to start the fire in there. We're going to start some of bushcraft ideas for this in future, but for now I'm still using fire lighters because it's still winter and things are still quite damp, it's going to be busy. As you can see, because it is winter and it can be quite difficult. As you can see, I put a lot of thinner twigs right on the bottom on top of the source for fire, and this will help things burn quicker. And once these things start catching light, you start adding the bigger and thicker twigs like this, and thicker, and then leading up to logs and stuff like that. And that's how I start the beginning, basically. As you can see, the little twigs are already starting to catch, which means this fire should be quite an easy fire to do tonight. We're not going to do too big a fire tonight, we're just going to do enough to cook, and then we'll burn it off. But we may do a burn tonight. We'll see how we're going once I've cooked. If it's still going, we may do a burn. But otherwise, that's pretty much how I start my fires. So let's. Like I said, slowly as it starts to build, get some bigger twigs there. Just start slowly placing them on top. Not too many at once. Just a few, just to get it going. You don't want to snuff out your flame. What I find with fires is like having a girlfriend. You know, you gotta be slow, tender, caring, and build it up bit by bit. You know, you can't just dive in there and expect her to be able to take the full beating. You need to you know, build it up and get it nice and hot and steamy. You know what I mean? As you can see, the smaller ones are now starting to build up to the bigger ones. I try and sneak a bigger one in the middle there as well, just to kind of heat up the middle a little bit, keep it raging. But yeah, that's how I get my fires kind of started. I guess I might as well start the burn here today since we've got a burn going. So it is 23 minutes past 4. Let's see how long we go tonight. Alright, so we're at 10 to 6 now. I've cooked my food. I just had a pot of noodles, so we had to do is boil some water. So that wasn't too taxing. And now it's going to sit back with a big fire. I've literally just piled a bunch of like trees and branches and logs and all sorts together, so there's no real structure to this, and I really don't know how it's going to go, but we'll see what happens as the night goes on. But yeah, 10 to 6, the burn is on. Alright, so it's now coming up to 6:15. Burning well, burning nicely tonight. So they got a big pile on, it's just slowly catching bit by bit. I'm not sure how much of it is going to catch, because a lot of it is still wet from the last couple of days as well, but I'm hoping it's going to dry out as the fire builds. It is getting bigger and bigger, so I'm hoping we've got a mixture of dry and wet branches and that in there, so yeah, it'd be interesting. I wasn't really sure how much it would catch when it's piled different on, knowing that eventually it will just burn itself out or ember itself out, but it definitely is building up. So yeah, 6:15, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, the logs are starting to catch up and all that now. Look at that, look. Catching now, look. I got the time wrong on my last video as well, the last clip. It was actually 6 o'clock, not 15:15. It's now about 5 past. But yeah, I literally chucked on a massive pile. As you can see, I didn't really put any rhyme or reason to it. I just chucked a bunch of stuff on. Oh, it's moving around now. Oh, look at that! Woof. Oh, I love doing this. This is fun. Wood burning. Keep it nice and warm. I've cooked my dinner, so now it's about staying warm. I love it. Alright, so we're at 20 to 8 now. I'm not going to put any more on tonight because I'm getting quite tired. It's been a long few days. But I'm cooking away. That's probably going to go for like another hour. And so today burn would have been 5 hours in total. Good morning, good morning. So it rained last night, so we got rained off. So last night's burn was about 5 hours, maybe, probably not about 6, maybe with embers I suppose about 6, but I'd say about 5 hours proper burning last night. Still got some left. So if I was left on my own devices last night, that would have all been gone. But then the rain came down, so still got some for today. But I also need to stockpile some because I'm going away for a week. So what I'm thinking is I'm just going to leave the stuff that I've got there. I'm just going to get loads of twigs and that in so I can cook for the next couple of days. And then I'm just going to stockpile loads of branches and trees and logs as much as I can. So when I get back, I've got loads to burn. So yeah, I also need to go into Bristol today to get some stuff. So it's going to be a busy one. We're travelling today.